Let's go.
Self-voicing enabled. Akashi Yu. I think the people you're watching might claim that you have that backwards. Mirroring. Oh, look. The human city. To you, yuck. They're even further away from the grasslands now. Akashi Yu. Ha. They're going back to the studio to talk with some expert. Mirroring. That building is enormous. Mirroring. Are most human buildings as big as that? Mirroring. Oh, and the number of people. I've never seen so many human beings before now. Mirroring. How nice it must be to live there. With one eye still glued. Talk to Mirroring about the city. Keep watching. After a few more scenes in the city, the focus returns to the grasslands. The camera pans between rabbits hopping around, insects feeding on plants, and fish swimming in a crystal clear river. Mirroring. Aren't they going to show any more of the human city? Akashi Yu. I sure hope not. To you. Yeah, I agree with Akashi Yu. To you. We chose this video to learn about animals from another environment, not to gawk at human beings. Mirroring. I suppose so. Asterisk yawn asterisk. Hearing Mirror yawn, and seeing her struggle to keep her eyes open, I reached for the remote and turned the television off. Surprised by my action, you looks over at me. I nod towards Mirror, who doesn't seem to have even noticed that the television is off, at which point you immediately understands. Akashi Yu. Alright, I think that's enough for tonight. Akashi Yu. We can continue watching the video some other time. For now, let's all go to bed. Mirroring. To AKH. But I want to talk about human civilization. To you. Oh, good idea. Human. Or rather, that's exactly what I was thinking. To you. Come here, princess. Let us go to sleep. Mirroring. Okay then. If you insist. Mirroring. Good night. Akashi Yu. Akashi Yu. Good night. Mirroring. To you. To you. G. Good night. Without further complaint, Mirroring curls up on the couch alongside Yu. Yu soon joins her and snuggles up close, as if making up for their dissonance moments ago. Content to leave the duo just like that, I retreat to my bedroom and head to bed myself. Having napped for a while yesterday evening, I wake up earlier than usual this morning. Long before my largely unnecessary alarm clock can wake me up, I rise from my bed and begin to stretch. Unfortunately, even though I've awoke and early, there's no reason for me to be awake at such a time. It is yet warm enough to work, and there are no time-sensitive activities in my list of things to do. All I've done is deny myself a sleep in. Akashi Yu. Hey, I guess I'll go check on the girls. Akashi Yu. Maybe they have something they want to do this morning. I walk into the living room, half expecting to see Mirror cooking, and Fuyu sitting on the floor behind her impatiently. Surprisingly, however. Mirror. ZZZ. ZZ. Fuyu. MMMM. The two wolf girls are yet to awaken. Akashi Yu. Looks like I'm the first one up. Akashi Yu. I guess they're too comfortable to move, the way they are now. Watching over the two for a moment, a smile naturally begins to creep onto my face. Mirari and Fuyu, snuggled together, sharing one another's body warmth, resting on the other's fur, and generally finding pleasure in being with the other. If not for the cuteness of their action, I'd probably be jealous. Akashi, what am I thinking? This is nothing to be jealous of. Akashi, in fact, I should be thinking of ways to get rid of them even one day sooner. Akashi, it's for their sake and mine that we go our separate ways as soon as possible. Akashi, everyone knows that humans and half-humans aren't supposed to get involved with one another. Akashi, we're too different, and having one try to integrate into the society of the other will only result in pain for both sides. Over the years, many cautionary tales have been told regarding humans and half-humans getting along. Humans feeding starving half-humans, only to then become their dessert. Half-humans seeking refuge in human homes, then ultimately slaughtering the families within and stealing their shelter. There have even been cases of mass killings on both sides, starting with nothing more than subtle differences in their ways of life. In hindsight, I've taken on a pretty substantial risk by taking a half-wolf, a member of one of the most aggressive and bestial races, into my home. Akashi, that being said, looking at these two right now, it's pretty hard to imagine either one of them turning on me. Akashi, help, Mirari acts more human than most of the people I've ever known, and she certainly knows her way around the kitchen better than I do. Akashi, speaking of which, prying myself away from the adorable sight, I walk into the storeroom in search of something easy to cook for breakfast. When I start to prod around in the storeroom, however, I quickly realize something important. Akashi, oh man, where did all of the food go? Akashi, I thought I had enough to last until summer. Akashi, I know those two eat a lot more than I do, but we shouldn't have gone through that much food already. Perplexed, I scratched my head. It's possible that Mirari may have moved the rest of the supplies when she was cleaning up, but without knowing where she moved them to, that thought does me little good. Akashi, I guess I'll go make a trip into town after all. Akashi, I was hoping to put this off until summer, but in a way, this might be for the best. Akashi, a more up-to-date map would be helpful, after all, and I'd need to gather information about the recent changes to the terrain. Akashi, sigh. Off to town I go then. Without dallying any further, I grab my keys and head to the side of the house. I then jump into my truck, turn the key, and start to rev up the engine. Akashi, come on, you stupid thing. Akashi, it hasn't been that long since I last drove you. I continue to rev the engine in an attempt to warm the truck up. Unfortunately, my efforts seem to result in nothing but an increased level of noise. Akashi, come on, you good for nothing. Terakhir. Akashi, her. Mirari, Hayate. Mirari, HMM. Asterisk wine asterisk. Fuyu, GRR. Rough. You best stay away from the princess, you. Akashi, the hell. I turn to look towards the house only to find that I'd awoken my guests. Rather than address me personally, however, the two girls seem to be fixated on my truck. Mirari, yes Fuyu, look. It has Akashi, Fuyu, TTH. It does too. Fuyu, give her back, beast. I'll cut you open with my claws. if I have to. Mirroring, be careful, to you. We don't know what it's capable of. To you, don't worry, princess. I've got this. To you slowly approaches. Her hair is standing on end, her claws are ready by her side, and her teeth are bare. Mirroring, I'll help too. Mirroring, we're coming for you, Akashi Yuna. Right behind her, Mirroring steps forward warily. Armed with a frying pan from the kitchen, Mirroring looks like a frightened housewife rather than a wolf. Nonetheless, she comes forth bravely, ready to fight my truck for the sake of freeing the person trapped within. Akashi Yuna, girls, please, stop that. Akashi Yuna, I'm sorry I scared you, but I'm fine. Really. Akashi Yuna, and for you, you've seen my truck before, remember? For you, TRR. I can't still hear the human speak from within its belly. Mirroring, Akashi Yuna must still be okay. Mirroring, to you, yeah, but not for long. To you, we need to get her out of there before the beast finishes digesting her. Mirroring, how do we do that? Mirroring, do you know how to fight this thing? To you, no. But I'd wager that it's no different than any other beast. To you, tear its throat out with your teeth and it'll die. Mirroring, tear it. I couldn't possibly. To you, don't worry, princess. I'll do it. Akashi Yuna, no, don't you do it either. Akashi Yuna, just go back into the cabin, okay? Akashi Yuna, this hunk of junk is nothing for you to get worked up about. Mirroring, for you. To you, don't listen to it, princess. The beast is mimicking Akashi Yuna's voice so that we'll let our guard down. To you, as soon as we turn our backs, it'll pounce. Mirroring, keep. Akashi Yuna, oh, for the love of. Before you can scratch the paint on my truck, I turn the engine off and hop out. Akashi Yuna, look, I keep telling you, I'm FI. Akashi Yuna, whoa. Mirroring, Akashi Yuna. Mirroring, oh, thank goodness you're alright. I was so scared. Mirroring, I heard the ferocious rumbling the moment I woke up, and when I came out to see what it was, the beast had already eaten you whole. Mirroring, I thought we were too late, and that you. I exhale deeply and place my hand on Mirroring's head. Akashi Yuna, there, it's alright. Akashi Yuna, this thing is nothing to be worried about. Mirroring, but Akashi Yuna, asterisk snip asterisk. To you, TRR. To you, hop. Asterisk prod asterisk. To you, HMM. Is it truly dead? With Mirroring cowering behind me, I watch on in amazement as Yu continues to cautiously poke my truck with her claws. Akashi Yuna, to you don't need to do that. Akashi Yuna, it's a machine, just like the kettle, or the television. Akashi Yuna, it isn't going to hurt you. To you, HMPH. Like I believe that. To you, this creature has already devoured you whole once. If it isn't dead, then what is to stop it from doing so again? I scratch my head in confusion as I try to think of a way to explain to Fuyu how vehicles work. Given her reaction to the noise and commotion it has generated so far, however, that may be easier said than done. Akashi Yuna, sigh. Forget it. Akashi you know what? I tamed it. I tamed the beast. Akashi it's under my control now. It won't harm anyone ever again. You. Oh. I see. Mirroring. Amazing. As expected of Akashi They won't accept that it's a machine, but they bought that explanation straight away. Good grief. Already far more exhausted than I should be, given the time of day, I sigh once more and walk the girls back inside. Akashi Phew. Alright, girls, I'm back. Akashi I have enough canned food to last for 3 winters. Even taking into account Fuyu's appetite. Akashi I also bought a new map and some rechargeable batteries for the radio. Akashi who wants to help me unload the truck? Preferably without attacking it. Akashi girls. I enter the cabin, surprised to find it both quiet and empty. As I walk through the cabin, I soon hear the sound of someone talking, though I can't yet make out what they're saying. Akashi girls. You, that's why I'm telling you, we need to go now. You, what do you think is going to happen if we keep wasting our time here? You, do you think your mother is going to live forever, and she'll just keep on doing your duty for you? Mirroring. I know isn't fair on my mother. Mirroring. I know I should return, if only for her sake. But you, but what? You'd rather hang out here, playing housewife to some human. Mirroring. What's wrong with that? Mirroring. I like it here, okay. I enjoy human culture far more than our own. Mirroring. There's no hunting, or sacrificing the weak. No fighting over food, or warmth, or constant power struggles. Mirroring. So why shouldn't I stay here? What does our pack have to offer that's so special? You, it isn't about what the pack can offer you. It's about what you can offer the pack. You, our kin expect you to lead them, just as your father did before you, and your mother is doing right now. You, are you going to let them all down because of your own selfishness? Mirroring. Why shouldn't I? Mirroring. I'm sick and tired of being everyone's princess, and being held on some kind of pedestal because of who my father was. Mirroring. I don't want to be a leader. Just because everyone keeps saying I'll be the next pack leader, that doesn't make it true. Mirroring. All I want is to live out my days in peace, like mirroring, like a human. Asterisk slap asterisk. The sound dies down in an instant. All that can be heard throughout the cabin is the echo of Fuyu's palm striking Mirrori's cheek. Unsure of whether I should step in or not, I remain frozen on the spot, watching silently to see who will make the first move. Mirroring. I'm sorry. Mirroring. I'm sorry for letting you all down like this. Mirroring. But my mind is made up. I will not return to the pack. You. Fine. Have it your way, princess. You will be better off without a selfish human sympathizer like you leading us anyway. You pushes past Mirrori and heads for the door. Without saying another word, Mirrori rubs her cheek, quietly fighting back tears as she tries to remain strong. Save slot. Save slot 4. Save slot 4. Followed for you. Before she can disappear from my sight, I quickly follow after for you. Departing from the same door through which I just entered, Fuyu runs out into the snow, seemingly without any purpose or direction. She simply runs straight ahead, intent on creating as much distance between herself and Ruri as she can. Akashi Yuyuna, hut, hut, yes, slow down. Akashi Yuyuna, I'm not as athletic as you are. You, Akashi Yuyuna, what are you? You, I get it. You, the princess couldn't bring herself to face me, so she sent you to do her bidding. Is that it? You, initially surprised to see me, quickly adopts an expression of annoyance. Her bid for solitude has failed, and rather than be greeted by the face of her best friend, the one who chases after her is her least favorite human. Akashi Yuyuna, nobody sent me anywhere. Akashi Yuyuna, I just saw you running away from the cabin in tears, so I thought I'd better check up on you. You, I wasn't in tears. You, and if I was, they were righteous tears of anger. Akashi Yuyuna, righteous anger. Akashi Yuyuna, what happened? Did Ruri refuse to give you sakans for breakfast? I played dumb and intentionally provoked you, thinking that this way she'll be more likely to slip up and accidentally tell me the truth. Unfortunately, you, it's none of your business. You, get lost, human. My plan fails almost immediately. Akashi Yuyuna, come on, you. Don't be like that. Akashi Yuyuna, besides, even if you don't tell me, you know that Midori will. Akashi Yuyuna, wouldn't you rather have me hear your side of the story? You, HMPH. Why should I care what you hear? You, it has not like you take my side anyway. Akashi Yuyuna, you don't know that. Akashi Yuyuna, try me. I might surprise you. You turns away, but doesn't actually refuse. After thinking over my words for a moment, she lets out a sigh, then turns to face me once more. You, fine. I'll enlighten you. You, this may be difficult for a human to understand, but within the pack, everyone has their own role and responsibilities. You, for some of us, that's gathering food. For others, it's building shelter. You, in Ruri's case, it's her duty to lead us. You, she must protect us from harm, make difficult decisions about our future, and ensure that everyone does their part to help out. You, most importantly, it's up to our leader to solve any disputes which arise. You, they must put an end to any bickering, and quell unrest within the pack before it becomes a problem. You, are you with me so far, Akashi Yuyuna? Akashi Yuyuna, yes, I understand what you're saying. Akashi Yuyuna, make decisions, keep everyone in their place, stop any infighting. Typical leadership. You, good. I'm glad this isn't difficult for you. You, now, given the responsibilities of a leader, what do you think would happen if our leader suddenly abandoned us? Akashi Yuyuna, a new leader would be chosen. You, the new leader would take the position by force. You, democracy has never worked for my kind. At the end of the day, whoever is strongest will attempt to seize control, with or without the support of the pack. You, in the best case scenario, they take over without a fight, and everybody accepts their new leader right away. You, if they don't, or if more than one person puts their hand up, then there's a power struggle. You, the wannabe leaders kill one another. Or, if they don't want to fight, they take their own followers and form their own pack. You, either way, the pack loses its power. It's reduced in size, possibly fragmented, and everyone needs to cover multiple roles to fill in the gaps. You, but don't think that's the end of the matter, Akashi Yuyuna. What I've just described is simply the beginning. I unconsciously gulped as I tried to take in everything that Fiyu has just told me. Honestly, I'm surprised. Mirari's desertion is beginning to sound far more serious than I thought. I can now see why Fiyu is so serious about bringing Mirari back home with her. Akashi, wow. That's quite a lot to process. Akashi, I never thought Mirari's disappearance would have such a profound impact. Fiyu, well, now you understand. Fiyu, I count on you to give. Save slot 6. Save. Change the subject. Fiyu, can I count on you to give Mirari a push in the right direction when the time comes? Self-voicing enabled. Akashi, sorry, Fiyu, but even knowing of your situation, I'm not going to do that. Akashi, Mirari's decision is hers alone. I won't influence it any more than I already have. Akashi, if she'd rather return to her pack, then I won't try to tell her not to. Fiyu, do you really think Mirari would be okay like this? Akashi, Akashi, what do you mean? Like what? Fiyu, out here, all alone, living like you do. Fiyu, the princess may say she wants to separate from the pack, but do you think she's really capable of it? Akashi, so you're talking about Mirari's well-being now, rather than that of the pack. Akashi, no, I can't say that I think Mirari would be suited to the life of a loner. Akashi, it takes a great deal of strength, both physical and mental, to live on your own far removed from society. Akashi, I may not know Mirari as well as you do, but personally, I don't think she'd cope. Fiyu, indeed, I believe we are in agreement. Fiyu, the princess's strength lies in how she interacts with others. On her own, she is quite hopeless. Akashi, I kind of figured that was the case. Akashi, living in solitude isn't for everyone. Fiyu, I agree. The princess ought to live her life in safety and comfort, surrounded by others. Fiyu, no, not just the princess. I believe that applies to all people. Akashi, everyone. That's a bit of a stretch. Akashi, I'm actually pretty happy to be out here by myself, Fiyu, are you really? Fiyu narrows her gaze as she scrutinizes my face. Fiyu, you say that you're happy out here, but wouldn't you rather be with your friends and family? Fiyu, wouldn't you prefer to make a difference in the lives of others, and to share in their experiences? Akashi, well, maybe sometimes. Akashi, but aren't I already doing what you just suggested? Fiyu, her. A smile surfaces on my face as I take the opportunity to share my perspective with Fiyu. Akashi, you just implied that I should be living with my family, because that way I would make a difference in the lives of people other than myself. Akashi, but isn't that exactly what I've been doing out here? Akashi, I don't mean to brag, but a few days ago, I saved a life. Mirari's life. Akashi, if I hadn't been living out here, far away from civilization, that girl would have perished in the snow. Fiyu goes quiet. Even if she doesn't agree with my lifestyle, there's no way she can complain about me saving her friend's life. Akashi, anyway, even if I never met Mirari, I don't think there's any shame in choosing to live for and by yourself. Akashi, I came out here because I wanted to get away from everyone, and that's exactly what I've done. Akashi Yu. So while I personally don't think my lifestyle would work for Mirari, I'm not about to tell her what she can and can't do with her life. Akashi Yu. Maybe she'll miss everyone and come back. Maybe she'll enjoy living in solitude. Akashi Yu. Either way, I think it's Mirari's decision, and whatever she decides, you're just going to have to live with it. You. I think we're going to have to agree to disagree. I can't see your point, and you've given me a lot to think about, but at this moment, I still cannot accept Mirari's selfishness. Akashi Yu. That's fine. If you'll agree to try and see things her way, then I think that's plenty. And, knowing Mirari, it's probably all she ever hoped for. Once the youth has returned to the cabin, it takes no time at all for the two wolf girls to make up. With Mirari taking the lead, both girls are soon in tears, apologizing to one another and wishing to make amends. I watch on in relief, glad to see the dear friends on good terms once more. Maybe the fight wasn't as bad as it sounded. Either that or this isn't the first time they've had that particular fight. Whatever the case, I'm glad those two are getting along again. Mirari, Akashi Yu. I look down as Mirari leaves Yu's side and suddenly addresses me. Akashi Yu. Yes, Mirari. Mirari, I just wanted to thank you one more time. Akashi Yu. Thank me. For what? Akashi Yu. I didn't do anything. You two made up all on your own. Mirari shakes her head. Mirari, not that. Or perhaps I should say, not just that. Mirari, Akashi Yu. You've done so much for us, all without asking for a thing in return. Mirari, that got me thinking. Maybe there's something we can do for you after all. Akashi Yu. Oh. Okay then. Akashi Yu. I thought cooking and cleaning already counted as a pretty nice thank you, but what do you have in mind? Mirari and Yu look at one another, then nod in agreement. You'll see soon enough. Grab a thick coat. We'd hate to have you freeze to death on the way over. Dressed in a thick coat, I follow the girls outside and head down the path they previously attempted to take home. From the moment we leave the cabin, Mirari is smiling from ear to ear. Even Yu can't completely contain her excitement. Wherever we're going, it must be somewhere pretty special. Akashi Yu. Hut. How much further? Mirari, it isn't far now, Akashi Yu. Just hang in there a little while longer. Yeah, don't collapse on us now. What kind of independent woman are you? Akashi Yu. One who's already spent enough time outside today. HMPH. If you have the energy to retort, you should be fine. Mirari, don't worry, it really is only a short walk from here. Mirari, any second now we'll be able to. Mirari, there it is. Mirari jumps up and down on the spot while pointing towards the mountain. I strain my eyes to see what she's so excited about, but all I can see is a hole in the side of the mountain. Akashi Yu. What is it? A cave. Not just any cave. Mirari, yes. It is what can be found inside of the cave that matters. Akashi Yu. Inside of the cave. Akashi Yu. You'd better not be leading me into a bear's den or something. Mirari, of course not. Don't be silly, Akashi Yu. Yeah. The bears are all hibernating this time of year anyway. So even if we wanted to get rid of you, Luring you into a bear's den would be a poor way to do it. Akashi you It worries me that you seem to have given this some thought. Despite my apprehension, I followed the wolf girls to the mouth of the cave. After spending a short time walking through the cave, the temperature begins to rise to the point where I feel comfortable taking my coat off. Finally, as we near the cave's innermost point, I understand what it is the girls wanted to show me. To you, H. Mirroring, It feels so good. In the depths of the cave, we find, of all things, a natural hot spring. Doubting my own eyes, I stand in front of the hot spring, mouth agape, while the girls cast aside their clothing and jump in without hesitation. Akashi the hot spring. Here. Akashi how does that work? Is this a dormant volcano or something? To you, who cares? The water feels great. Mirroring, You can say that again. Mirroring, come in and join us. Akashi Akashi no, I think I'll stay out here. Mirroring, A tilde. Why? Akashi well, I mean, the water is probably filled with bacteria, not to mention all sorts of sharp rocks on the base of it. Akashi I think I'll be safer out here. Mirroring, come on. Don't be like that. Mirroring, we brought you here to thank you. Akashi we can do that if you don't get in. Oh, believe me, this is already thanks enough. I avert my gaze as I try to distract myself from the sublime figures of the two naked wolf girls in front of me. Seeing my reaction, Mirroring out and swims closer. Akashi what? Hey! What do you think you're doing? Mirroring, isn't it obvious? If you won't get in on your own, then I'll just have to pull you in. Akashi if you pull me in right now, my clothes are going to get soaked, and I'll freeze to death on the way home. Mirroring, then take them off and jump in yourself. Yu snickers as Mirroring shows a surprisingly forceful side of her personality. It seems she doesn't like the idea of her kindness being refused. Mirroring, so. Mirroring, hurry up. Feeling the effects of peer pressure, I begin to strip the rest of my clothing off. Finally, I'm down to my panties, which I wordlessly stripped away, all the while strategically hiding myself in modesty. Hiding my sensitive bits with my hands, I nervously stand in front of the two curious wolf girls. To you, we're just bathing. Stop being such a prude. Akashi so I'm the weird one here for having shame, am I? Akashi whatever. Don't say I didn't warn you. Moving closer to the water, I realize I can't get in the water without completely exposing myself. I'll have to use my hands on the edge of the rocks. I decide that getting in from a back-facing view will be more modest. As soon as I turn around. To you, Doug, she's so strange looking. Akashi what? Don't say that about a girl's body. To you, I'm talking about your butt, idiot. It looks so weird that you don't have a tail. To you, it's just sticking out. I can't totally see all of your butt. Embarrassed and angry, I quickly sink into the hot water. Little pinpricks sting all along my body, and for a second I worry it's going to be too hot, but then the feeling dissipates. Soon I'm able to adjust to the temperature and relax. Well, sort of. Fu is staring at me and not even trying to hide it. Her eyes are sharp, and she pays absolutely no mind to my feelings of embarrassment. She's pretty much the worst possible person for a newbie to the art. She's pretty much the worst possible person for a newbie to the art of public bathing to be around. To you, we really are similar. It's so strange seeing a naked human girl. Akashi you, do you want me to get up so you can have a closer look? To you, yes. Go ahead and come closer. Akashi you, I was being sarcastic. Do you have any idea how rude you're being? Put yourself in my position. To you, what position? Mirroring, humans don't bathe around each other. To you, they feel embarrassment when exposing themselves in the nude to others. To you, oh. Despite this explanation, you continue staring. Akashi you, fine. Whatever, I don't care. To you, feeling the effects of the relaxing water, I let my arms drift away from my body, no longer caring that you is scrutinizing me. Akashi you, wow, you girls weren't kidding. Mirroring, right? Mirroring, I found this place the last time I ran away from the pack. Akashi you, ha ha. Nice to hear that something good came of your mischief. Mirroring, something good always comes of my mischief. Mirroring smiles coyly as she brings one hand to her face. Ever since she jumped into the hot spring, Mirroring's been acting less reserved than usual. Akashi you, I guess a little bit of mischief is okay now and then, considering how well behaved you usually are. Akashi you, though, speaking of mischief, I turn around to look at you. You, rather than join Mirroring and you is sitting by herself. She continues to squirm around, rubbing her thighs together with a red face. It couldn't be. Ever since I stopped trying to hide my body in front of her, you has been keeping to herself. Mirroring, Tilda. What do we have here? Mirroring, what are you doing, hiding away over here? To you, do it. To you, Princess. What are you, gone? Seeing you sitting all by herself, Mirroring decides it's time to intervene. Mirroring, hey, you have to clean yourself properly. To you. Mirroring, I know you usually just lick yourself clean, but it would be a shame to let this opportunity go to waste. To you, then no. Princess, don't. Mirroring, hey, your breasts have grown again, haven't they? To you. Mirroring, and your skin is so smooth. I'm surprised it's still so gorgeous, considering how rarely you bathe. To you, Princess, please stop this. What has gotten into you? To you, this water messing with your brain. Mirroring, don't be like that. I'm not the only one acting different, right? To you, no. I can wash myself. Please, Princess, just hide. Mirroring and you continue to play in the water, while I desperately try to hide my reaction. I don't think I'm going to be able to relax much during this bath, either. Following an uneventful walk back to the cabin, the rest of our day proceeds without incident. Mirroring, back to her old self, cooks dinner for the three of us, all the while acting like the events in the hot spring never happened. You, on the other hand, has been uncharacteristically quiet and submissive. She's kept to herself, and hasn't talked except when spoken to. Forget it. They'll be back to normal tomorrow. They've already gone to bed anyway. Rather than worry about the chaos they were creating earlier, I should simply enjoy the peace. I lay down on my bed and close my eyes. Being with the wolf girls all day has tired me out. Right now, all I want to do is create asterisk. Oh, for crying out loud. I regretfully open my eyes and peer towards the door to my bedroom. Watching the door carefully, I notice subtle movement as the intruder attempts to open the door more quietly than they started to. A few moments later, a familiar pair of ears enter my line of sight, followed by two timid, curious eyes. Akashi Yuna sighs. To you, what are you doing? To you. Akashi Yuna, is something wrong? Akashi Yuna, if you're hungry again, go ask Mirari to make you something. Without saying a word, Yu draws closer. She tiptoes over to my bed, careful not to make too much noise. Once Yu has reached near my bed, she begins to undress. Akashi Yuna, yes Yu. What are you doing? Akashi Yuna, are you still half asleep? Paying my words no mind, Yu removes the rest of her clothes. She then crawls towards me on her hands and knees, not stopping until she reaches my side. Yu, Akashi Yuna. An inch away from my face, Yu calls my name. Her cheeks are red, her eyes are watery, and I can't tell at a glance that she isn't her usual self. Yu, Akashi Yuna. Please. While facing me, Yu opens her legs. Now that she's almost naked and on her knees right in front of me, I can't see every inch of her body. Despite her embarrassment, Yu makes no effort to hide her body from my eyes. Yu, it's your fault that I'm like this. Yu, I never once felt this way around Mirari, or the other members of our pack. Yu, so, take responsibility. As I dared to think earlier, this wolf girl is in heat. Akashi Yuna, listen, Yu. I'm flattered that you'd think of me that way, but you don't really want to do this. Akashi Yuna, what you're feeling right now is just an influx in your hormones. Akashi Yuna, if you go through with this, you're surely going to regret it, and up. Yu, ... are you done? Yu pushes her face right next to mine. With her lips an inch away from mine, she looks into my eyes longingly and continues to speak. Yu, I don't expect you to feel the same way I do. Yu, in fact, after all of the things I've said and done to you, you probably despise me. Yu, even so, I can't help the way I feel. Yu, whether you love me or hate me, please, I beg of you, embrace me. Before I can respond, Yu closes the final distance between us. Her soft, pursed lips brush up against mine, kissing me so lightly that I can just barely feel it. The moment she begins to pull back, Yu closes in once more, this time with confidence. She pushes her lips against mine forcefully, taking me by surprise and stealing the air from my lungs. Yu then moves back slightly and lowers her head, bringing her lips to my neck instead. She runs her tongue along my neck for a moment before doing the same thing with her nose, nuzzling me expectantly. Unable to resist my own urges, I agree to help Yu with her own. Kneeling behind her, I make my choice of whether to use my fingers or mouth. I focus on her pleasure, and the sounds of her heavy panting and moaning fill up the room. Yu's body falls limp on my mattress, and the only sound still reverberating throughout the room is her rapid breathing. Though her face is red, and her hormones are likely still running amok, I've managed to satisfy Yu's urges, if only temporarily. Unbelievable. I thought that she might have been in heat, but I never expected for you to come to me about it. Perhaps for you has a better impression of me than I thought. Looking down at Fuyu's peaceful expression as she sleeps, I sighed one more time and resolved to help her out once again. While Fuyu sleeps, I wipe down her body, get her dressed, and roll her onto her back. I then take my place beside her, close my eyes, and try one more time to go to sleep. Damn, who am I to think? There's no way I'm going to be able to get to sleep after that. This is going to be a long, long night. In the days following my night together with Fuyu, I notice a clear change in her behavior. While it's nothing as extreme as the night she crept into my bed, she's definitely not her usual self. Every day she follows me around, acting like she has something she wants to say, yet never actually talking to me. Fuyu also steals glances at my face whenever we're eating, or watching television, and it seems like she's been clinging to me less and less every day. While I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for her behavior, the only event which ever comes to mind is the night Fuyu crept into my bed. Mirari, are you sure you've eaten enough, Fuyu? Mirari, you usually eat 3 times this much. Fuyu. Mirari, Fuyu. Fuyu. HMM. Fuyu. Oh, princess. Fuyu, I am not hungry. I have already eaten my fill. Mirari, are you sure? There's still plenty left. Fuyu. Mirari, sighed. Back to ignoring me. Fuyu continues to watch me out of the corner of her eye as Mirari sighs in exasperation. Mirari, you've changed Fuyu more in a couple of nights than I would have thought possible in a lifetime. Akashi Mirari, what did you do to her exactly? Akashi hey, don't look at me. If Fuyu's changed, it's her own doing. Mirari, perhaps so. Mirari, but even then, something must have happened to make her want to change herself. Mirari, did you sleep with her? Akashi PFFD. I almost spit out the contents of my mouth as Mirari takes me completely by surprise. Akashi what do you mean, sleep with you? Mirari, yes. Did you? Akashi oh, of course not. Mirari, HMM. Mirari stares right through me, my bold face like only making her lip work. I can't meet her gaze. Mirari, Fuyu is a woman of age. Mirari, she has not yet taken a mate, and she appears to have taken a liking to you. Mirari, I can't see no reason for you to turn down her advances. Akashi you make it all sound so simple. Mirari, is it not simple? Akashi of course it isn't. Akashi I mean, Fuyu's just acting like this because she's in heat, right? Mirari, so you're concerned that Fuyu will no longer desire you once her hormones have settled down. Mirari, I wouldn't worry about that. Akashi why shouldn't I? Akashi of all the things weighing on my mind, that's a pretty big one. Smirking to herself, Mirari turns to look at Fuyu. Following with her eyes, I do the same thing. The moment I do, my eyes meet Fuyu's, and she hurriedly looks away. Mirari, I don't think you have anything to worry about. Mirari, we don't just do it with whoever happens to be closest when our hormones flare up. Mirari, if Fuyu has chosen you, then you can rest assured that her feelings will not change so easily. Mirari, our species mates for life, you know. smiling from ear to ear. Mirari happily clears the table as we all finish eating. While she's doing that, I look over at Fuyu, who once again turns away in the panic the moment our eyes meet. Even if Mirari says there's nothing to worry about, I should really do something about Fuyu's behavior. If she does like me, then I want her to at least be able to look me in the eye. And if she doesn't, then we need to clear up this misunderstanding as soon as possible. Either way, the two of us are due for a serious talk. Despite resolving myself to speak to Fuyu, the day quickly passes by without me being able to talk to her at all. Every time I try to speak to her, Fuyu either ducks behind the couch, hides behind Mirari, or leaves the room. I try to approach her many times, but no matter what I do, she refuses to talk to me. So much for having a serious discussion. I guess I'll just have to wait until Fuyu has calmed down before I try talking to her. Giving up for the day, I return to my bedroom. As I go to walk through the door, however, I find someone standing in the way. Akashi Fuyu. Fuyu, Achion. Fuyu jumps in fright as I call her name. Akashi Fuyu, what are you doing out here? Akashi is there something you'd like to talk to me about? Fuyu. Fuyu says nothing as she stares at me, but it seems like she wants to say something. Perhaps a bit more privacy is a good idea. Akashi would you like to go for a walk? Fuyu, what? Fuyu opens her eyes and mouth wide as she stares at me in shock. The next moment, however, Fuyu, Fuyu, yes, I would. To my surprise, Fuyu agrees to the walk. She brushes past me and out the door, and quickly descends down the stairs. Better follow her. The air outside is crisp, but not to the point of being unpleasant. I figure I'm better off trying to talk to Fuyu out here. The outdoors seem to calm her. Beet red, yet smiling faintly, Fuyu walks in front of me. Without looking back at me even once, she sits on the edge of a stump, fidgeting restlessly as she looks down at her fingers. I follow Fuyu over to the fallen tree, then take a seat right next to her. Fuyu, Akashi Fuyu, about the other night. Akashi yes, Fuyu. Fuyu, IWH what happened that night. Fuyu, it was all, you know. Fuyu, I only acted that was because of my biology, and, Fuyu, you know. Instinct made me do it. Or something. Fuyu, so. Don't go misunderstanding, okay? Fuyu, it's not as though I like you, or want to be yours. The mate or anything. Stammering uncontrollably, Fuyu eventually manages to squeeze out a few sentences. Still looking down at her lap, she plays with her fingers as she speaks, desperate to avoid eye contact at all costs. So it was just a hormonal thing after all. I should have known better than to go as far as I did. Thankfully, Fuyu doesn't seem to resent me. A little disappointed, I manage a smile and turn to Fuyu. Akashi I understand. You were just acting in accordance to your biological urges. Akashi we can chalk it up to a mistake of passion and move past it. Fuyu, you don't understand anything at all. Akashi her. Fuyu, I said you don't understand. Fuyu, I'm not just some slave to my body, you know. I have my own thoughts and free will. To you, I wouldn't do that with someone just because my body told me to, okay? Akashi you know, then no, I get that, but... Akashi you know, didn't you just say? To you, Aggies? Forget I said anything. To you, this is why I can't stand you humans. Jumping to her feet in a huff, Yu begins to leave the area. Confused, and also somewhat worried about her, I stand up and follow after her. Akashi you know, to you, I get that you're feeling temperamental at the moment, but... To you, shut up. You don't know a damn thing about how I feel. To you, how could a human ever understand what my kind goes through? To you snaps at me the moment I catch up to her. Backing away defensively, you acts like cornered prey as she creates distance between us. To you, no, it's not just you. Even the princess doesn't get it. To you, none of you understand my feelings at all. None of you even try to understand. To you, why is Midori the only one who gets to be selfish? Why can't I take something for myself for once? To you, even here, away from the pack, I still can't have things my way. Before I realize it, to use squabble with me has turned into an excuse for her to complain about her lot in life. Out in the forest with nobody but a single human being, Yu begins to vent her frustration. To you, why? Why is it always her? To you, why is it that, no matter what I do, I'm always living in her shadow? To you, even now, when it's just the three of us, I'm still nothing compared to her. Akashi you know, to you, what are you talking about? Akashi you know, I don't know what life was like with your pack, but in my cabin, the two of you are equal. To you, don't like to meet, Akashi you know. To you, the princess got here first. She made herself useful, enamored herself with human culture. To you, ... she even managed to steal your heart. To you, before I could so much as stake my claim, that girl took everything for herself. Akashi you know, my heart. Akashi you know, what are you trying to say? To you. To you, ... you don't need to hide it. To you, I can't see the way that you two look at each other. To you, she's the reason why you don't want to be with me, isn't she? Akashi you know, what? Akashi you know, to you, Midori and I don't have that kind of relationship. To you, like I believe that. To you, you two have probably been doing lewd things this entire time behind my back, haven't you? Akashi you know, we have not. Akashi you know, Midori's a nice girl, and I do like her, but... To you, but what? Akashi you know, ... but you're the only one with whom I've ever done something like that. To you. To you. To you, eh? To you's anger dissipates in an instant, replaced by confusion. Before she can regain her senses and deny my words, I take a seat on a log, prompting for you to do the same. She hesitates for a moment, then sits next to me, crossing her arms indignantly. Akashi you know, to you, I'm sorry about what I said before, but I didn't do it for the reason you're thinking. Akashi you know, humans. Sigh. Humans aren't like half-wolves in that way. Akashi you know, we don't mate for life, or want to have kids with people we barely know. Akashi you know, humans tend to spend years with one another before talking about that kind of stuff. And even then, it rarely works out. Akashi you know, that's why. I don't want to enter into that kind of relationship on a whim, or as a consequence of you going into heat. To you, but Akashi it's not you. To you. You've done nothing wrong. Taken in by my words, Fuyu sits quietly next to me. I place my hand on Fuyu's head and speak to her in a soft tone of voice. With a gentle smile on my face, I look over at her fondly. Akashi Fuyu, I've been alone for long time. And, just like you, I have no idea how to act around others. Akashi I closed off my heart, started pushing people away, and abandoned everyone and everything I ever cared about, all to start a new life out here on my own. Akashi but you know, in the short time you and Ruri have been here, you've shown me how impossible my goal was from the very beginning. Akashi I was wrong to think that I was better off alone. The time I've spent with the two of you have been the most fun I've had in years. Akashi and I think, if you opened your heart, if you allowed someone else to see your true self for once instead of getting defensive, you might feel the same way. I mess up Fuyu's hair slightly with my hand, then remove my hand from her head and lean back. Akashi even so, I know how hard it is to change. I also know what a big decision this is, and how great of an effect it will have on your life. Akashi that's why I won't make any careless promises to you. Akashi if you're serious about wanting a relationship with me, Fuyu, then you'll need to be patient. Akashi I need my partner to be someone who takes these matters as seriously as I do, and won't give up everything on a whim. Akashi I need someone who shares the same ideals I do. Fuyu remains silent as she listens to my words. Other than expressing minor displeasure at having her hair ruffled, Fuyu remains attentive, barely changing her expression or breaking her concentration. When I've finished speaking, Fuyu looks away with a serious expression on her face, still clinging to a modicum of defiance. Fuyu, I insolent human. Fuyu, I already told you, I don't want anything like that from you. Akashi but you do, don't you? Fuyu. Fuyu, I'm not talking to you anymore. Fuyu puffs and continues to avoid eye contact. I take that as Fuyu signaling that she needs some alone time to think about everything I've just told her. Akashi alright. I understand. Akashi I'm going to head back inside now. Akashi I'll talk to you tomorrow. Fuyu. Fuyu, wait. Fuyu, Fuyu hurriedly stops me as I begin to stand, but immediately realizes she has nothing in specific to say. Fuyu. Fuyu, I don't mind if you want to stay a little while longer. Fuyu, just for a little while. And not to talk or anything. We sit outside while Fuyu calms down. The night air is becoming chilly, and we'll have to go back inside shortly, but for now I'm content to just sit here with Fuyu. After some time, it's surprisingly Fuyu that speaks up first. Fuyu. ... Hey. Fuyu, you're really able to make a go of it out here on your own. For a human woman. Isn't that pretty strange? Akashi I guess. Fuyu, so if even someone like you can make it, I probably could, too. Akashi what are you saying, Fuyu? Akashi Do you want to become a lone wolf? To you, I don't know. I haven't even considered the option until now. To you, all my life I've been told to live for the pack and their rules. To serve Mirari's family. To you, but if someone had just told them that we didn't need to be like that, maybe things would be okay. Akashi, do you resent her? To you, Mirari. No. To you, she's just as much a victim of circumstance as I am. She'd been groomed from a young age to be the next pack leader. To you, though seeing her refuse to go back to the pack makes my blood boil. To you is silent again, before speaking up once more. To you, maybe I can even live here with you. Akashi, that's the last thing I expected you to say. To you, yeah. So what? It's not like it's shameless for two girls to live together. Akashi, that's also the last thing you should be saying after the other night. Akashi, can't half-wolves even accept a female couple? To you, it's not common, but it's not something anyone concerns themselves with. We have much more pressing obligations like food and rival clan attacks. To you, it can also be beneficial to have extra parents around to take care of the cubs. Akashi, I wasn't expecting that. To you, why? Akashi, human civilization is a bit flipped around. As the top of the food chain, we no longer have to worry about food or our everyday safety, but we are always caught up in squabbles over how someone else lives their lives. To you, who cares about how humans live? What I'm saying is, if a half-wolf wanted to take another female as a mate, that's fine. To you, actually, the human mate would be weirder. To you scratches her chin, no doubt thinking about the pros and cons of a human and half-human relationship. Chuckling to myself, I urge her to head back inside the cabin with me. At this rate, I think we'll be able to return to normality in no time. A few days have passed since you and I had our nighttime discussion. Given time to process what was said, both girls gradually return to their usual selves, and we go back to how we were before our trip to the hot spring. Aside from the occasional sidelong glance, we've returned to our previous dynamic without incident. To you, come on, princess. What's taking so long? To you, just pick the movie and put it in. Mirari, I need another minute. Mirari, I've narrowed my choice down to 2 tapes, but I'm having a hard time deciding on one. To you, so watch one tonight and one tomorrow. It's not a big deal. Mirari, yeah, but you. Mirari, Akashi, can we watch both of these tonight? Akashi, no. You pick one. You picks one. That's what we agreed on. Mirari, no fair. Mirari sulks as she goes back to deciding which movie she wants to watch tonight. Sheesh. Mirari's acting more and more human by the day. I was right to worry about the negative impact of having the girls stay here. They seem to be getting just a little bit too used to human culture. At the rate things are going, they really won't be able to reintegrate back into their pack. I leave the girls alone and walk into the kitchen. I then turn on the radio to listen for any changes in the weather, and any plans to have the paths cleared. I enjoy having those two here, but we really do need to get them home sooner rather than later. The longer they stay, the more difficult it's going to be on all of us when they inevitably leave. After listening to the radio for a short while, I turn it back off. With a smile on my lips, I return to the living room. So well. No use worrying about it while the paths are still blocked. Once a clear route back to the girls' den has surfaced, then we'll talk. Mirari, Akashi, I've reached the decision. Akashi you you have about returning home. Mirroring, Mirroring, tonight, we'll watch the rest of the Gretland documentary. Then tomorrow, we'll watch this movie about the Man of Iron. Akashi you you were talking about what we'll be watching. Akashi you alright, sounds good to me. Though I didn't pick you for a fan of superheroes. Mirroring, superheroes. Akashi you yeah, that second movie you picked. Akashi you it's about a person with a suit of high-tech armor who goes around fighting bad guys. Mirroring, oh, is that what it's about? Mirroring, I thought it was an educational film about blacksmiths. Why would I even have something like that? Mirroring, HRM. In that case, I'll pick something else. Mirroring, I'm not fond of violence. Akashi you alright, you go do. Asterisk crunch asterisk. Akashi you dot. I look down at my feet as I hear the crunching sound from below. When I raise my eyes, I notice numerous crumbs of food on the rug. Akashi you mirroring, I thought you'd already cleaned the living room today. Mirroring, HMM. Mirroring, oh, yes. The food scraps on the floor. Mirroring, my apologies. I haven't yet started to sweep those up. Akashi you sweep them up. Mirroring, yes. I will start shortly, right after I have picked another movie. Akashi you no. You don't need to sweep anything up. With a rug it will be too difficult. Akashi you haven't you ever heard of a vacuum cleaner? Mirroring, vacuum cleaner. Akashi you size. Never mind. It'll be quicker to just show you how it works. I head into the storeroom and find the vacuum cleaner tucked away in the back corner. After making sure it's fully charged, I bring it back into the living room, turned it on.
After making sure it's fully charged, I bring it back into the living room, turn it on, and
Asterisk BR asterisk. Mirroring, chaotic. Error. Mirroring, Akashi you be careful. That thing is. Mirroring walks backwards into the kitchen, looking for a weapon to defend herself with. Akashi you no, Mirroring, settle down. Akashi you this machine is. To you, at another one. To you, and this one managed to get into the cabin. To you, quick, princess, behind me. I'll take it out. Mirroring, to you. Mirroring, please, be careful. It already is Akashi you unicornered. Mirroring, if it feels threatened, it might attack her. To you, not on my watch. Akashi you girls, come on. Not this again. Akashi you I know the noise unsettles you, but it's just a machine. It won't hurt you. To you, that's what you said about the last one, and it swallowed you whole. To you, I'm not taking any chances with this one. Akashi you
good grief.
Akashi Save slot 6, August 25th, 9:57. Saves. Save slot 5, 5, save slot 2, save, Akash, pretend to fight the vacuum cleaner, Akashi Yuyuna, good grief, start cleaning. While the girls are facing off against the vacuum cleaner, I grab it by the handle and move the vacuum back and forth.
While the girls are facing off against the vacuum cleaner, I grab it by the handle and move the vacuum back and forth.
The vacuum sucks up the crumbs left on the floor, leaving it in a much cleaner state than before. Mirroring by it's moving to you, it's moving to you, TRR. Stay back. I'm warning you. To you, these fangs and claws aren't for show. Mirroring, why yes, that's right. We will not go down without a fight. Mirroring, GTRR. Akashi Yuyuna, my goodness, you too. Why can't you just listen to me? Akashi Yuyuna, look, I'm turning it off. Okay. Having cleaned the floor around where we usually eat, I turn the vacuum cleaner off. The moment I do, the noise stops, and both wolf girls begin to relax. Mirroring, is it dead? To you, careful, princess. It may be lulling us into a false sense of security. To you, allow me to investigate. Mirroring, so okay? Be careful. To you, easy does it. Easy. To you, now. Akashi Yuyuna, HK. What are you? Akashi Yuyuna, stop that. To you, asterisk chomp asterisk. The moment you enters striking range, she lunges at the vacuum cleaner and sinks her teeth into it. Akashi Yuyuna, to you, stop that. You don't need to attack it. Akashi Yuyuna, it's already dead, okay. Mirroring, are you sure? Akashi Yuyuna. Akashi Yuyuna, yes, I'm sure. So stop biting it. To you. To you, HMPH. If you insist. To you, it didn't taste very good anyway. Akashi Yuyuna, of course it didn't. It's plastic. Patting herself on the back while enjoying praise from her princess, Yu leads Mirror into the next room. Meanwhile, I assess the damage to the vacuum cleaner, which thankfully isn't as bad as it seemed. Akashi Yuyuna, for crying out loud. How many times do I have to tell those girls? Akashi Yuyuna, maybe I should send them to the hot spring or something the next time I want to use the vacuum, or the truck. Akashi Yuyuna, I mean, in a way I guess it's good that they aren't completely used to life here. Akashi Yuyuna, if they're going to rejoin their pack, then it's for the best that they don't get too comfortable here. Akashi Yuyuna, but really, of all the things I wish they'd learn while they stayed here, not attacking appliances is a pretty big one. Grumbling to myself, I take the vacuum cleaner back to the storeroom and put it where I found it. Akashi Yuyuna, still, maybe it wouldn't be so bad if the girls got used to life here. Akashi Yuyuna, I mean, I do want what's best for them, and I'm certain that what's best is for them to return to their pack. But even so, Akashi Yuyuna, if, hypothetically, they couldn't return to their pack, then it's not like it would be the end of the world. Akashi Yuyuna. Conflicted, I return to the living room. Akashi Yuyuna, so well. I guess it's a needless concern, as long as the path is still blocked. Akashi Yuyuna, right now, we're all stuck together, whether we like it or asterisk bang asterisk asterisk bang asterisk asterisk bang asterisk. Princess? Princess, are you there? I followed your scent to this cabin. Please, Princess, if you're in there, answer me. Mirror 8. A visitor. For me. Mirror, and that voice. To you, Princess, it is someone from our pack. To you, they found a way through the snow. Mirror, ah. Yes. That must be it. To you, quickly, let us see to her at once. Mirror, millimeter dot. With a solemn look on her face, Mirror walks over to the door. She then unlocks the door and begins to open it, at which point her facial expression changes immediately. Wolf girl, Princess. Mirror, oh my goodness. To you, what? What happened to you? To you, was the trek over here truly so treacherous? When the girls open the door, what awaits them is another wolf girl. Unlike Mirror and Fiyu, however, the girl before them appears to be heavily injured. Wolf girl, no. Asterisk cough asterisk the path is cleared. There is no problem there. Wolf girl, before the path was cleared, however. The injured girl looks Mirror in the eye as she speaks. Wolf girl, Princess, your mother. Mirror, my mother. Mirror, what about my mother? Is she okay? Wolf girl. Wolf girl, Princess, the avalanche which occurred during your absence injured many of us, myself included. Wolf girl, for every one of us injured by the avalanche, however, 2 more were killed. Wolf girl, among those killed by the avalanche was your mother. To you, the queen, is dead. Mirror, oh, no, 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 no. Wolf girl, my deepest apologies, Princess, but there is no time for you to grieve. Wolf girl, after your mother's passing, you were presumed dead as well. Wolf girl, in light of that, a challenge was made for the throne. To you, 8. A challenge? To you, who would dare? Wolf girl, one of the surviving hunters. Wolf girl, he took advantage of the confusion and loss of life to declare himself the new alpha male. Wolf girl, if you don't hurry back, Princess, he truly will become the new pack leader, and take from you what is rightfully yours. The injured wolf girl barely remains standing, supported solely by desperation and anger. To you, Princess, did you hear that? We must leave at once. Mirror, Mother. To you, this is no time for mourning. To you, if you wish to honor your mother's memory, then claim the throne she left to you. Mirror, but I don't even want the throne. Those words which Mirror cannot say in front of her injured kin are transmitted to me directly, as clear as day. What weighs on her mind is not the leadership of her pack, but the death of her beloved mother. Unfortunately, the other 2 wolf girls present are not about to give her the time to grieve. Wolf girl, Princess, please, you must return and take the throne. Wolf girl, too many of us have already been killed or injured. Wolf girl, what we need now more than ever is the stability of the royal family's leadership. To you, I agree, Princess. If we do not return now, who knows what fate will befall our pack. To you, take on a role left to you by your parents, Princess. Become our new leader. Mirror, I understand what you're asking of me. I really do. But, avoiding the gazes of the 2 insistent wolf girls, Mirror looks to me for help. Staring at me pleadingly, she appears to be on the brink of tears as she seeks my advice. Unfortunately for Mirari, I agree with her clansman. Akashi you need to go, Mirari. Mirari, Akashi Akashi this is your fight, Mirari. Akashi it's for the future of your pack, which both of your parents died to protect. Akashi if you don't go, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. Mirari, but I stand directly in front of Mirari and give her a tight smile. Akashi it's okay. I'll look after your friend here. Akashi when you're done sorting out your pack business, I'll still be right here, waiting to hear the good news. Akashi so, leave, return to your pack. Akashi and then, when all of this is over, if you still want to come back and see me, I'll welcome you with open arms. I shift my gaze to Fuyu for a moment as I speak those final words. Quickly averting her eyes, Fuyu tries her best to conceal the blush on her face as she attempts to retain her serious expression. Mirari, very well. Mirari, I will go. Mirari, I will go and fulfill my obligation. Save slot 2, August 25th. Save slot 2, August 25th. Save slot 2, August 25th, 10:51. Save slot 5. Save. Mirari, I will go and fulfill my obligation. Tell the girls to wait. Let Mirari go. Let Mirari go. Let us make haste. Fuyu. Fuyu, yes, princess. At once. Fuyu, Akashi before we go, if you would. Akashi I'll take care of your friend. Akashi hurry back safe and sound, okay? Fuyu, why yes. I am in your debt, Fuyu. Trying her best to remain as serious as the situation dictates, Fuyu leaves with a smile on her face as she hurries after Mirari. Sparing only a fleeting glance as they depart, the two girls soon disappeared from my sight, closing the cabin door behind them as they ventured out into the snow. Akashi Fuyu. Mirari finally worked up the courage to face her pack. Akashi I guess she wasn't really left with much choice. Wolf girl, you say that with a smile on your face, but your tone does not match your words. Wolf girl, were you hoping they would stay here instead, human? Reminded of my new guest's presence, I grabbed the first aid kit from the shelf and set it down on the living room table. I then motioned the wolf girl to sit down on the couch. She does obediently. Akashi I don't know if I'd go that far. Akashi I mean, I've enjoyed having the two of them around. It's been far more lively, living with those two, and I'd have had fun. Akashi be that as it may, I have no intention of stopping them from returning to their pack. Akashi the short time we've spent together isn't something over which I'd expect either one of them to throw away their pack. Wolf girl, that is a surprisingly rational conclusion, for a human. Wolf girl, vouch. Akashi sorry. Did that hurt? Wolf girl, no. It's fine. Wolf girl, these bindings of cloth will aid the recovery process, will they not? Akashi yes, they will. They're called bandages. Akashi Yuyuna, are you familiar with human medicine? Wolf girl, I have used it before. Wolf girl, as a hunter, I must adapt as situations demand. Wolf girl, when the only medicine on hand is that of humans, I will use it. Akashi Yuyuna, I see. Akashi Yuyuna, come to think of it, you're accepting my aid without much of a fight. Akashi Yuyuna, shouldn't you be a bit more wary of me? I kind of expected you to act more like Fuyu when she first came here. Wolf girl, there is no need for me to be wary. As she says that, the wolf girl brings a single claw to my throat. Wolf girl, if you show any signs of hostility, I will kill you without a moment's hesitation. Akashi Yuyuna, ha. Ha ha. Yes, so that it... I stand corrected. This girl is far more wary of me than Fuyu was. Wolf girl, even if that was not the case, I see no reason not to trust you. Akashi Yuyuna, oh, is that so? Wolf girl, that is. Wolf girl, after all, you have been taking care of the princess and Fuyu for all this time. Wolf girl, what's more, both of those girls seem quite fond of you. Not just the kind-hearted princess, but even the hard-headed, human-hating Fuyu. Wolf girl, if you bore us ill will, you would not be able to gain their trust to such a degree. Akashi Yuyuna, ha. So that's it. Akashi Yuyuna, it's been difficult at times, living with those two, but I like to think that we all get along. Wolf girl, yes. Get along, you say? Wolf girl, that reminds me of the final reason why I believe I can't trust you with my care. Akashi Yuyuna, there's more. Akashi Yuyuna, you've given this quite a lot of thought. Wolf girl, you should be thankful that I have. I usually kill human beings on sight. Akashi Yuyuna, asterisk gulp asterisk. Akashi Yuyuna, yes, so, the other reason is. Wolf girl, the overpowering aroma. Akashi Yuyuna. Wolf girl, I don't know which one you laid your hands on, perhaps it was even both. Wolf girl, all I know is that, from the moment I walked in here, I've been assaulted by the smell of one or both of those girls' pheromones. Akashi Yuyuna, ph. Pheromones. Akashi Yuyuna, you don't mean... And no, that's impossible. Akashi Yuyuna, she was just in heat, that's all. Wolf girl, my nose doesn't like human. I sigh and shake my head as I finish applying bandages and disinfectant to the injured wolf girl's wounds. Akashi Yuyuna, alright, that ought to do it. Akashi Yuyuna, stay seated or lay down, your choice. Just make sure to take it easy. Akashi Yuyuna, you're welcome to stay here until you recover, as long as you don't start attacking my appliances. Wolf girl. Wolf girl, I do not fully understand what you mean, but I shall accept your kindness nonetheless. Wolf girl, you have my thanks once more, human. Leaving the injured wolf girl's side for a moment, I return to the kitchen to take a breather. It hasn't really sunk in yet, but the reality of the situation is, Mirari and Fuyu are gone. Be it temporary or permanent, my wolf girl house guests have finally left. Ha! What a joke. I spent all of that time worrying about whether to let them stay or not. Then, in a matter of seconds, they both disappeared. I feel like an idiot for thinking about all of this so much. I lean against the counter in the kitchen as the girls' faces come to mind. They vanished as quickly as they appeared. And now that they're gone, I have no way of knowing if they'll ever come back. Will Mirari become the new pack leader after all? Will Fuyu succeed in trying to keep her mischievous princess under control? Or will the coup succeed, leaving Miruri without the responsibility she has been so desperately trying to avoid all this time. As the specter of not knowing begins to loom over me, I turn my gaze towards the injured wolf girl in the next room. Although she now bandaged up and looking much better than when she showed up, the girl is still clearly not well. At that moment, I recall Fuyu's warning from the past, as well as the injured wolf girl's story. No, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. Those girls know their pack far better than I do. If they left, even knowing what awaited them, then it can't be as bad as what I'm imagining. Besides, even in the worst case scenario, it's not like Miruri would fight the alpha male one-on-one. Fuyu and the rest of the pack would back her up, I'm sure of it. Those girls are going to be just fine. I'm sure they'll be back here paying me a visit before I know it. Hours quickly turn into days as I await word of Miruri and Fuyu's safety. Left behind, I spend my days living with their injured friend, facing constant reminders that I don't share with her the same relationship that I did with Miruri and Fuyu. Before I realize it, the week has passed, and the injured girl is well enough to return to her pack. Just like that, I am once again left on my own, kept company only by the silence I once craved. As time continues to pass, I am left guessing as to the fate of my former guests. Miruri and Fuyu do not show their faces before me again, nor does the injured wolf girl. Whether they're alive or dead, I have no way of knowing what has happened to them. Perhaps they perished at the hands of the new alpha male. Perhaps Miruri took the throne, leaving herself and Fuyu with no time to pay me a visit. Whatever the case, I will never know the truth. Those two girls are gone, and in all likelihood, I will never see them again.
Bad endingnya ya. Ya oke. Bad ending guys. Ending.
Selected.
Goodbye.